Hi, welcome to another episode of Our Road to Camelot. In this special episode, I'm going to be going through all the things that need to be done as you prep for travel as a solo traveler. This is kind of brand new for me, but I'm going to go over the points that I've kind of written down just from my past experiences and with some anticipation of what might to come. So in the past, it was pretty easy. Dawn and I would have split the jobs down the middle. She took care of everything that was inside of the rig. I took care of everything that was outside of the rig. So we each had our own jobs. So now I basically need to be able to figure this all out on my own. So I'm going to basically jump into it right after this, and we're going to talk about everything you need to be prepped to ready to roll. There's a few things you do need to plan ahead on, and depending if you do it immediately or down the road, but before you leave, and I like to wait till just before leaving to take care of some of these items. One is to sanitize the freshwater tank. Now there is a video that I created on that. The downside with that video is the new fifth wheel, this rig does not have a fill spout on the outside of the rig. Yes, it has like an overflow valve. From what I figured out, it's a one-way valve, so water does not want to go in, it wants to come out. So I came up with a solution to that you'll see right here. I ordered a water pump that I could put into a jerry can and then actually pump water out of that jerry can into the freshwater fill system that is built into the Montana high country. So that is number one. Before you leave, make sure you sanitize that tank. It should be sanitized at least twice a year if you're using your rig all the time. And what I usually do is I do it just before I leave for the summer, and I do it just when I get back in the fall. Another thing that goes along with that is maintenance. Every 2 years or 15,000 miles, you should repack your wheel bearings on your trailer. So I went ahead and hired Bullseye RV Mobile Service here in Arizona. He came out, awesome gentleman, and went ahead and repacked the bearings. And while he was at it, he also checked the trailer lights and the brake system and did any adjustments that were needed. As long as he had the wheels off, he went ahead and did all that maintenance for me. It wasn't horribly expensive. I'm not going to mention prices because his prices may vary by the time you see this video. But in my opinion, it was definitely worth having it done by a professional who does this all the time. Also looking at any leftover truck maintenance. I had some maintenance done on the truck when I got back from our travels. There was a lot that needed to be done on a diesel truck when it hits the miles that it's at. So I spread it out over the whole fall, winter, and now spring season. I did the final thing, which was pretty much flushing all of the fluids out of the transmission. And everywhere there's fluid, they kind of just replaced all the fluids. While he was at it, I asked them, can you do a regen on my exhaust system if it needs it? And they did it no matter what, they did a regen. But all the truck maintenance is now 100% up to date. So when I pull out of here, I can pull out with peace of mind. Next is the tire pressure monitoring system. I want to make sure, first of all, that the tires are up. I highly recommend to get something to pump your tires up that will handle the air pressure of your tires. I wound up buying a Vi-Air air compressor a year ago last January when we were at Quartzsite, and it was a great investment. I've used it quite a few times since then. It is rated for our fifth wheel, so trying to pump up to 110 psi is definitely doable with this compressor. So before I go, I am going to go around and check the tire pressure on all 4 tires, make sure that they are correct, and also make sure that the tire pressure monitoring system is working as well. I did some research on my tires. I have a G-rated tire. The pressure should be 110, and the tire manufacturer claims 110 at its ambient room temperature cold setting. So whatever the temperature is when you check it, you should not have been driving. You don't want the tires heated up. You want it at the ambient pressure. Now when you start driving, it could go up anywhere from 2 to 10 psi as you're traveling. So know that you are going to adjust your tire pressure monitoring system not to start warning you of overheating until it gets over that 116, maybe even 120 PSI. So it will rise as you're driving. It will also heat up as you're driving. So make sure that you're aware of those parameters and you go ahead and have them set correctly. Another thing that I'm going to be checking into is I got to do other repairs that may be needed around the rig. So far I've been doing a lot of them this winter. There is one repair left I still need to do. The closet door is not properly locking up. The door just keeps sliding and I need to put stops back on it. The stops came off. I'm not really sure if the way it was designed is the best design it could have possibly have been, but it's what they do in all RVs. It was just a little bracket with some screws holding it onto the door so it won't go past a certain point. And what I need to do is figure out how to re-engineer this, and I'm going to be working on that and probably showing you that, if not in this video, in another video. But I do need to go ahead and do that repair on the closet door, so while I'm traveling it's not sliding back and forth as I'm going down the road. I'm also going to be installing a number of tools. You've already seen one. I already installed the Mopica propane monitoring system for my propane gas. That's on there and working great still, by the way. I'm in the process of installing a rear view trailer camera on the back of the rig. And I'm also in the process of installing the LevelMate Pro, so when I pull into a campground, I can pretty much see that I'm fairly level before I even decide to unhook and hit the auto level. So those I'm working on. I will have independent videos on those as well, but anything that you plan to do, get it done before you leave. It'll probably be easier when you're at some sort of a home base as opposed to when you're out on the road. A couple more things I need to do. One is just before I leave, probably the day before, I'm going to do a pretty thorough flush with my black tank and then make sure all my tanks are empty. I usually keep about a quarter of the fresh water in there, so if I do need to stop and use the restroom or whatever, I've got water in the tank, but I don't fill it all the way. That adds an awful lot of weight to the travel. I also will be topping off my propane tanks. I don't know where I'm going to be at that point. I do know I have one empty tank. The other one is still pretty full, but I'll go ahead and top them both off so I can start the summer off with 2 fresh propane tanks. And with that being said, there's an excellent chance I may not even need to refill until I get back. So that's the nice thing about summer travel. I don't use a lot of propane. So one other thing I will be doing is inspecting and lubing the slide outs. I'll probably do that the day before I leave, or maybe even that same morning. This is also a maintenance issue that I will be taking care of as we go along. Probably every other time that we stop, I will go ahead and inspect and then use the lube spray to go ahead and spray down the slide out mechanisms. Next step, which we'll also do probably the day before I leave, is I'm going to go through from front to back and secure and batten down every possible storage area that I have, which means the closet. Is everything packed away properly that won't be banging around within the closet? Under the bed, though that's pretty secure, but my storage that I have over the office, I'll make sure everything is locked down and nothing will be sliding or moving around. The office space, is it actually packed well? Are the cupboards packed well? Now, one thing I wanted to talk about is there's also a lot of extra little tchotchke stuff that you might have laying around. We have the knives, and we have all sorts of odds and ends that we've picked up that are decorations around the living area. And we also have decorations in other parts of the rig too that we bring all out here. So we found this really cool ottoman chest at Walmart that kind of blends in with the furniture, and it allows us to stow away a lot of stuff that we're going to pull out again at the next stop. And it all kind of goes in this box, and then it goes sideways up within that, so when the slides come in, it's not sticking out. We used to have just a plastic yellow black bin that you see all the time, and we had that. But the problem with that is, what do you do with that when you are parked, so now this has actually been a very functional way of getting all that stuff stowed away. Another thing too is, now that I'm traveling with a pharmacy, I found these clear plastic refrigerator drawers at Walmart as well that I can put stuff in, and as driving, it's not going to bounce around, and my little heart guy will keep it all in place. Well, I thought I'd take a little bit of a break from showing the storage solutions just to kind of give you a bit update here. This is, you're going to be seeing this video on Easter Sunday, so happy Easter, by the way. Yeah, everyone is kind of clearing out. Realize I am still about 2 weeks away from launch, from getting out of here. I've got this coming week, one more full week, and then just a couple of days I'm on the road. So yeah, that's getting prepped to go is quite an ordeal. And I do have some more storage to go through and some stuff in my truck that I need to clear out as well. But all in all, I think it's going to be pretty simple putting it all together. I'm going to go ahead and put links in the comments about a couple of other videos that I've created to help you in your prep. Boy, we got deliveries happening here too today. But the links will give you some insights as far as some of the things that we've talked about as well. Let's go ahead and finish up with the storage anyhow. I do have my outdoor kitchen, which really is not much to do there. Just kind of clean a few things up, lock the refrigerator. But as we look in the storage unit, yeah, check out the under storage. I do have a few things I'm leaving behind. I've got some band equipment in here that I'm going to be getting rid of. I don't need on the travels. But most everything has been cleared out. I have just one lounging chair. I've got my 2 chairs out here and my little table. So those will get packed in here. But for the most part, I have already done a lot of paring down, and I'll show you that video as well in the comments. So there's very little to do pare down wise, but just get everything secure and ready to roll is really pretty much the only thing I'll be doing at this point. Front cap, storage, same thing. Here I got my fishing gear, miscellaneous Swiffer stuff. I got rid of one of the boxes and pretty much consolidated it into one. I have some cleaning supplies. I have a whole series of tools that I carry with me. I've got my oscillating tool, the Viair air compressor. The black bag in the middle that's the water pump that I picked up. And then the final bag on the far right, that's a drill I just picked up. It's an impact driver. We have had some winds again. We were in the 90s and even hit 100, but as you see by the sweatshirt, it is a little bit cool today. And we've got winds blowing, expecting rain later today, if you can believe that. I have a hard time believing that. Yeah, that's about it for the storage, and we'll go ahead and start to wrap this video up. That is basically it for getting ready to pull out this summer. I hope I didn't forget anything. If I did, leave comments, and I'll probably have a part 2 if that's the case of what all I forgot. And to be honest, I probably will remember as I'm packing up and leaving. If that's the case, I'll make my own notes and have a little addendum that might pop in as a bonus video at some point. So anyways, I am right now in real time, and by the time you see this video, I will be about 2 weeks away from actually leaving Sunflower. And so when this video comes out, I will be doing some of the final steps that I just talked about. Anyways, hope you guys have a great summer yourselves. I will see you on the road.